to the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living and Solid Grounds. Yay, we're happy you're here. There's so many beautiful people here tonight, and I know we're excited for the music, right? Woo! Okay, true confessions, even though this band is legendary, I have never heard them. But I drove up from Las Cruces MC for tonight because Reverend Gil and Robin are going home to rest. And take it easy. Woohoo! And I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping details with you while you're here in our beautiful house. You know where that exit is, of course, where you came in. There's also an exit just past the tech door. The restrooms are just behind the wall there. Thank you for modeling. We've got people pointing. And of course, there's, snacks and treats. Just help yourself. We do really appreciate any donations that you can make because it's really important to support live music. We love live music, and musicians deserve to get paid and to get paid well. So thank you for all the donations that you can give online, electronically, in the donation bin, all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you've heard a rumor that the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living is moving, you are correct. We are. So we are going to be moving to a beautiful abode on San Mateo, and that will be happening in early March. So we're still going to be doing some more solid grounds here, and then when it's time to make the leap, we'll be coaching everyone. There'll be great communication about it. Like, solid grounds is not going away. It's just going to be a little bit different, a little bit cozy. So just stay tuned for further information. So now, to coach you a little bit about how this goes, we'll definitely be introducing the band in a moment. We'll have amazing music. We'll have an intermission where y'all can mingle, have some more treats, talk to each other, because this is your beautiful spiritual community right here. And after the intermission, there'll be a brief inspirational message, and then we'll have more music. Sounds like a plan? Let's do it. All right. Susan Clark, our Director of Musical Inspiration, is going to introduce the band. So the also legendary Susan Clark.
Legendary. I don't think I've ever been called legendary. That's what happens when you get older, right? You're legendary. Yeah, I got it. So thank you for being here. I wasn't sure with the cold weather what would happen, but look at all your lovely faces. We appreciate you being here. I want to just tell you a couple things about the people who are coming up after tonight. We have Les Chat Lunatique coming up on January 16th, and I'm telling you guys, don't miss that one. They are tons of fun, very talented guys. January 23rd, Buffalo Bill Boycott and Dr. Joe. And then we have on January 30th an open music mic hosted by our own Tony Mora back there at the sound booth. And you need to get online to kind of get the information about how that works. You cannot sign up in advance. You have to sign up at the door. Doors open at 6:30, so make sure you get here in time. February 6th, Allison Davis, Michael Anthony, and Terry Burns. So we've got a jazz trio coming in. And then on February 13th, we have the North Valley Tune Tanglers. Say that 5 times fast, can you? I'm not even going to try. February 20th, we have Chris Dracup coming. And then I wanted to let you all know, Kamatari told you about the move. So on February 27th, we will go dark here. We will not be here because we'll be in the process of moving everything to the new location. But we will resume on March 6th at the new location with Solid Grounds. Please don't forget about us, and please come out to support us in March. We're doing our best to get the place ready for you. So, okay. I think that's all I need to say, except for introducing tonight's act, which really, they need no introduction. How many of you have heard them before? Watermelon Mountain? Yeah. Okay, I should ask it this way. How many of you have not heard Watermelon Mountain? Okay. Well, you're in for a treat. Okay. Got to get these on. I'm just going to check and see, like, it's empty. Okay. They're a Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. They're called one of New Mexico's treasured natural resources. And they'll be celebrating their 51st year of entertaining audience in 2026. And I believe we have some nice merch back there to let you know about their 51 years in business, commemorated. We don't need that, but anyway, they play a variety of musical tastes. True to the original 1920s jug bands of the South, their music comes alive with washboard, jug, kazoo, washtub bass. I don't understand what a washtub bass is. It's fascinating. A guitar and banjo. The band delights audiences with country, bluegrass, Spanish, jug band, ragtime, and original music, with even some classic rock and roll. Unique instrumentation and musical skills of Pat Houlihan, singer, songwriter, guitarist, juggist. I've never seen that in print, juggist. Ben Perea, who's a 5-time New Mexico banjo champion, guitar, classical guitarist. Yay, Ben. We have Gary, is it Olson? Yes, washtub bass extraordinary. Yes, and Barbara Piper. She's always my contact when I'm putting these things together. Thank you for all that patience, Barbara. A washboard, percussion, background vocal, and you're not to miss this act because they're one of a kind. Please come to the stage, Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. Yeah.
Oh, hello, everybody. Are you feeling as good as you look? All right, we're in for a great time. John Prine couldn't be here tonight for obvious reasons. But there's a wonderful tribute to him that's now on, it's in theaters first and then PBS or something, both. Anyway, check him out. He's worth every second of it. So we're just going to start off here with a little love song written by John Prine. We dedicate this to all you true lovers. You know who you are. Your heart goes still, right? Oh, the glory of true love. It's a wild and precious thing. It don't grow on old magnolias or only blossom in the spring. No, the glory of true love is it will last your whole life through. It never will go out of fashion. It always will look good on you. You can climb the highest mountain, Sandias, touch the moon and stars above. But Old Faithful's just a fountain compared to the glory of true love. Long before I met you, darling, Lord, I thought I had it all. I could have my lunch in London and my dinner in St. Paul. I got some friends in Albuquerque where the governor calls me Gov. You can give them all to Goodwill for the glory of true love. Yes, you can climb the highest mountain, touch the moon and stars above, but Old Faithful's just a fountain compared to the glory of true love. Glory, 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 glory. You can never get enough. Time alone will tell the story of the glory of true love. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My goodness. You folks are downright rowdy. I have a new definition of rowdy, though. I have a 2-year-old grandson living with us these days. Oh, my God. If he's in the house, you know it. You know how on TV they have to say, so-and-so's in the house. No, with this little guy, it's obvious. So we're going to do a song. This is another kind of a love song. A Glenn Campbell hit song from way, way back. Maybe his very first hit song. It was certainly the theme song for his television show back in the day. And he hired a banjo player as his sidekick on that show, a fellow by the name of John Hartford. Now, when Glenn was working out in the studios in Hollywood, he moved from here, right? Those of you who are locals, you know he was here for a number of years with Dick Bills, his uncle Dick Bills in their band. And after a while, Dick said, there's no music industry here. Glenn, you're a really great picker. You got to go out where they pay you to do that stuff, not $2 on a Friday night. So he did, and he quickly became part of what's known as the Wrecking Crew. They did all the background arrangements and music for the Monkees, the Frank Sinatra and Nancy Sinatra, the Beach Boys, the Byrds, all those 60s bands that got pretty famous. It's usually Glenn Campbell on guitar and singing vocals. So he was a background singer and actually became a Beach Boy partway into this thing. And they heard him sing, and the engineer one day, they had a pause in the action. He said, Glenn, you should do a song of your own. You got a nice voice. And he said, well, I'm a hired gun. I don't do that. And he said, well, we'd like to record a song with you singing it. And he said, well, I don't write them. I just pick them. And so he called his friend John Hartford. He said, John, they're trying to get me to do a song for the radio, and I'm used to being the background for songs on the radio. And he said, yeah, you're really good at it. So why are you calling a bluegrass folk picker to write you a hit song for the radio? He said, I don't know, but do you have anything? And he said, well, here's a song that I play just about everywhere I go, and people like it. So that's a folk person's way of saying it might enter the popular realm. The curse of folk music is if it gets popular. Well, he gave him this song, and it's been on the charts ever since. It really never has gone off the charts. It's been covered by so many people over the years. There's probably a new version of it being recorded as we speak. So we dedicate this to the memory of John Hartford, Glenn Campbell, Albuquerque to Hollywood. Ooh. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to keep my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that have dried up on some line. That keeps you in the back road by the rivers of my memory. Keeps you ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns now that binds me, or something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. It's just knowing that the world will not be cursing or forgiven when I walk along some railroad track and find that you're walking on those back roads by the rivers of my memory. For hours, you're just gentle on my mind. Though the wheat fields and the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways come between us, and some other woman is crying to her mother 'cause she turned and I was gone, I still might run in silence. Tears of joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might burn me till I'm blind. But not to where I cannot see you, smiling on those back roads by the rivers flowing gentle on my mind. I dip my cup of soup back from a gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard. My beard a roughening coal pile and a dirty hat pulled low across my face. Through cupped hands round a tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and find that you waving from those back roads by the rivers of my memory. For hours, you're just gentle on my mind. Yes, you keep smiling from the back roads by the rivers of my memory. Forever, you're just gentle on my mind. Oh, thank you so much. Well, we appreciate that. I had the unfortunate pleasure. It wasn't intended. I just wanted to look at the last time we were here. It was a year ago. And thank goodness, well, Kamatara and yes, and Susan Clark has kept this thing alive. When it moved once, moved again, and it's going to move again. Susan Clark, how about a hand for the woman who has really made this Music Cafe happen? So I'm a subscriber, but I just wanted to see what we did last time we were here, not do the exact same show. Thank goodness I looked at it because the shirt I had picked out to wear was the exact same shirt. Not making this up. But then I just out of curiosity, I'm trying to say, well, what songs did we do? What order? We'll change that up too and really trick these people who were there a year ago. And they're like, I know this band inside out and upside down. We don't. So I went to the little more button that you hit on. I don't know how these things work. You hit more underneath the YouTube video that's playing us. And then one of the options is you can get a transcript. I was like, oh, so I can jump ahead and see which song is following which song. But the transcript, oh my gosh, if you really want to have a kick, artificial intelligence, it's not very intelligent at all. The lyrics are totally gone. When I dip my cup of soup back from a gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard, it just says something about cupcakes, cupcakes, cupcakes. Where does it get this stuff? I'm not making this up. It was hilarious. I was cracking up the whole time. So But we do want to do some of our old favorites. We got so many lovely old friends. CNM is in the room. We've got the fan club in the room in numbers. That's a terrific thing. And on my left, on your right, he is our 5-time banjo state champion. So Ben's going to do an instrumental that was written by Earl Scruggs. And if you know Flatt and Scruggs, this is just Earl all the way, and it's no lyrics at all, so they can't goof it up on AI, you would think. They still put stuff on, it's crazy. Anyway, this is the thing about his hometown in North Carolina. He was raised in way back in the woods in North Carolina and developed a style of picking that evolved into what modern bluegrass came out of, and those tuning pegs are Scruggs pegs. He invented pegs to bend notes on the instrument. So he was just showing off that new invention when he wrote this song. And we'd love for you to hear it now. Ben Perea picking a thing called the Flint Hill Special. Ben Perea on the 5-string banjo, isn't that a delight? Uh-huh. So they actually forewarned me that my grandson might be here tonight. Now it's kind of like trying to keep him away from me when I'm playing. It's really hard. He's decided he can't talk quite yet, a little bit here and there. But he saw some of the old videos, and now he always says, "Mama, Mama." And I'm like, your mother's right here. She's our daughter-in-law. Mama, Mama. What he means is, Mama don't allow. Well, you can't refuse a child that's picking one of your songs. The parents, they've heard this version by the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band ad infinitum. So, well, they're not as delighted with it as we are, but he has started, he wants to strum. He's decided that if he's not muting my instrument by grabbing it, around here, he wants to strum, and then if he drops the pick, that's even more fun. So he's dropping it and picking it. Anyway, I dedicate this to little Atlas, the young man who's just turned 2 in November and learning how to talk and walk. And he wants to hear Mama Don't Allow, so maybe we'll get a recorded version of it. And this is your first chance to join in. You already did instinctively, and that's just fine. Anytime you get the urge, we just say, please don't stand on these chairs. You know how it is in a big theater like this. You block someone's station. It's also dedicated to the memory of the great, 93, I believe, Willie Nelson is this year. He's gone in and out of troubles, but I think he's still, his son Lucas is carried on with him. And this is one that he still does almost every show. Well, Mama don't allow no jug band music round here. We're in a church. Mama don't allow no jug band is ground. Well, we don't care what Mama don't allow. Gonna play that jug band anyhow. Mama don't allow no jug band music around here. Hey, Mama don't allow no kazoo play around here. Mama don't allow no kazoo play around here. Mama don't allow no banjo picking around here. That's right. Mama don't allow no banjo picking around here. Mama don't allow no washboard play around here. Miss Barbara Piper. No washboard play around here. Hey, Mama don't allow no wash tub play around here. Gary Olson. Mama don't allow no wash tub play around here. Oh, we don't care what Mama don't allow. No, don't play around. Oh, no, she don't. Mama don't allow no guitar picking around here. I thought he played banjo. Mama don't allow no guitar picking around here. Mama don't allow no jug to play around here. Mama don't allow no jug playing around here. Mama don't allow no hand clapping around here. This is your part. Allow no hand clapping around here. Clap your hands. Oh, Mama don't allow no jug band music around here. She still don't. Mama don't allow no jug band music around here. Oh, we don't care. But Mama don't allow. Play that jug band anyhow. Mama don't allow no jug band music around here. Yeah. Okay, all right. I want to introduce you to these crazy good pickers and noise makers, all of us. It's sort of in our blood somewhere. You notice we switched Ben to the guitar. He's our 5-time champ on the banjo, but he actually had to take a degree at the University of New Mexico in the guitar because they didn't have a degree for banjo. They didn't teach it. They didn't judge it. They knew nothing about it. And it's still like that over there. Wow, what's wrong with this picture? Okay, we're not Tennessee, I admit. So he's on the guitar, and here's a song that really features the entire band in different spots here, but I want to introduce the Heart and Soul Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. As we were notified by our fan club, we fell asleep on the job, I guess. This is our 51st year as a band, thanks to Charlie. In February, it'll be official. Going on 51 years. These two have been in the band since the day we began. I say we because I'm the newcomer. I've only been with them 25 years, still on probation. They're checking out my crowd response at this gig. On the wash tub bass, he is the finest living exponent of the wash tub bass, alive and kicking. I say exponent because he's a retired math teacher. Grandpa Gary Olson knows the U.S. has fallen off a little bit in math, maybe our state in particular, since he retired from teaching. He said, yeah, Pat, it's unfortunate, but 5/4 of Americans have trouble with fractions. He's as good as it gets, and we really love that he's here with us and plucking that singular string Paul McCartney needs 4. Those fancy jazz players, they put on 5 or 6. This guy's got 1, and that's enough. I think that's what his wife tells him. He is. He's a washtub luthier. He's luthier than he used to be. His partner for going on 51 years now. She's lovely. She's talented. She plays the washboard, the hi-hat, the woodblock. She is our trained whistleist. She's also the boss of this. How about it, ladies, for the lovely, talented Miss Barbara Piper on the washboard. She may have to get us started in this song.
Well, that's my cue.
She's the conductor of this train wreck we call the Watermelon Mine Show. We wrote this song about the brand new back then train that runs through Albuquerque. It goes all the way from the great town of Belen, New Mexico, through Albuquerque, goes through the beautiful town of Bernalillo, all the way up past Cochiti. It keeps going about 15, 20 miles an hour up Lava Hada Hill, and it ends up in Santa Fe somehow. All of that. So we wrote a song about it, and again, it's for those of you who know the band. We did an album with this as the title, so we like to keep it in the show. Little Train song is a thing called the Rail Runner Boogie. All aboard.
That was Ben's cue.
Who's driving this train? Between the Rio Grande and the Rocky Mountain Crest runs a rubber baby buggy bumper railway express, the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's Rail Runner Boogie, I'm on a boogie woogie all the way. It runs from Belen to Santa Fe, through Albuquerque, along the way. It's the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's Rail Runner Boogie, I'm on a boogie woogie all the way. Well, it stops in Bernalillo by the Range Cafe. Chihuahua Station is just up the way on the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a Rail Runner Boogie, I'm on a boogie woogie all the way. Just bucket on the bass. Gary Olson. It's a double-decker car for a deluxe view. High Desert Pueblos, purple mountain shoes on the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a Rail Runner Boogie, on a boogie woogie all the way. Sunshine and blue skies, big full moon, beautiful brown eyes. I'll see you soon on the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a Rail Runner Boogie, I'm on a boogie woogie all the way. Boogie woogie, man. Pick it again, man. Well, it runs through the valley like a road runner bird, soars like an eagle over mountain curves. It's the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. Well, it's a Rail Runner Boogie, I'm on a boogie woogie all the way. Sandy mountains rolling down the line, watermelon sunset, where the one wind on the Rail Runner Boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a Rail Runner Boogie, on a boogie we need a little more guitar in the monitors. Are you saying you turn it up to mute? Ah, there he is. That sounds like. And again. Just because we're going to give him a solo on this next one. It's a beautiful, beautiful instrumental. Those of you who are fans of fingerstyle guitar, we got to meet and greet Tommy Emmanuel, the phenomenal Australian fingerstyle guitarist, the devotee of Chet Atkins. And again, if you're reading those notes on the last recording, it's Chad Atkins and Ched Atkins, like cheddar cheese Atkins. Come on, can an AI brain figure these things out? Anyway, Tommy Emmanuel's in town. He's touring the world as we speak, but I believe he's coming back to the United States this spring and likely will stop somewhere in New Mexico. He really likes New Mexico because it's very similar to his Australian home where he comes from. So we got to meet him, and he's just a fantastic gentleman. I think it was a chemo show. What did it been? We were at the chemo, and Tommy Emmanuel it's a bigger room than this, but still it was so intimate. And you could just feel the joy coming off of his as he plays. We're just trying to get this tweaked a little bit up here. Oh, okay. I want to remind everybody here, if you're not hydrating one way or another, please do. Even though it's been hail, rain, sleet, snow, everything in the last couple of days, it's still very dry. We live in a high desert, right? And I had a very close relative pass out from dehydration, and like she was literally going to make a cup of tea in the morning. So Tommy Emmanuel wrote this next song, dedicated to Susan Clark, just because her name's in the title. It's got nothing to do, but it's an instrumental. It's the thing that Tommy calls. There's a low end hum there. I don't know. Can you roll off lows on yours? Mm-hmm. That's a lively instrument. It's a beautiful Pimentel guitar. Oh, it's a Takamine. Did I say the wrong thing? Sorry. It's a beautiful Takamine guitar. He's got so many, I don't have enough fingers to count the number of guitars he's got. Anyway, he's going to play a song for you called Lewis and Clark. Madison Clark. Song for you coming up. This is Lyle Lovett. And I know we have some folks that love to dance. Feel free. I know it's carpet, so if you got shoes that are good for gripping on the wood floor or for slipping on the wood floor, it will stick to this carpet. But feel free to do a little western swing thing. Here's a thing called Cowboy Man. Well, she wore glass slippers and she held her head up high. She had a sparkle way down in her feet, Lord, and a twinkle in her eye. Well, she smiled at me. Yes, and as I wondered why, she said, I'm just looking for a cowboy who can take me for a ride. He can rope me on the prairie. She said he can ride me way out on the plain. I will be his Cinderella if you'll be my cowboy man. She said, I got a 30-gallon Stetson hat. It's got a 28-foot brim. We can dance around the outside now, baby, until we both fall in. You can rope me on the prairie. She said you can ride me way out on the plain. I will be your Cinderella. You'll be my cowboy man. Ain't never been no cowboy. Oh, heaven knows I've tried. But I'll be riding tall in my saddle with my Cinderella by my side. I can rope her on the prairie. I can ride her way out on the plain. She will be my Cinderella, and I'll be a cowboy man. Yes, I can rope her on the prairie. I can ride her way out on the plains. The Cinderella, she'll be my cowboy man. Let's switch back to banjo. We can at least hear that one a little better. I'm getting a tear in my eye, and it's nothing you said, I promise. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's too much sunscreen. We'll get Ben back on the banjo for one. We're going to take a short break, and Kamatara will speak to you a little bit more. And again, we really are appreciative of everyone who comes out in a storm, Albuquerque style. My Midwestern family mocks me. So we just got 12 inches last night, and it's coming again. Whoops, I'd better get in the key of G, huh? Gee whiz. So for anybody who is from the South Tennessee, Little song about moonshine, you know what I mean. They get their corn from a jar over there in Rocky Top, Tennessee. I wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in Tennessee Hill. There ain't no spot or sport on Rocky Top. There ain't no telephone bill. Corn won't grow out on Rocky Top. The dirt's too rocky by far. And that's why all those folks on Rocky Top, they get their corn from a jar. Oh, Rocky Top, you will always be home sweet home to me.
Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Pick one. Once two strangers climbed old Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still. Those strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, I guess they never will. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, the other half cat. Wild as a man and sweet as soda pie, I still dream about that. Oh, Rocky Top, you will always be home sweet home to me.
Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Pick it again. I've had years of cramped up city life, trapped like a duck in a pen. All I know is it's a pity life can't be simple again. Oh, Rocky Top, you will
Always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Oh, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Thank you. We are the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. We'll be right back.
Wow, give it up for them again. This is amazing. Woo, thank you so much. Wow, what a treat. It was worth the drive. So we are at our intermission time. And again, restrooms, treats, donations. Talk to people you don't know. Love each other up. It's part of why we're here sharing this wonderful music and being in community together. We also have some really cute little poinsettias that are just kind of on the end of their lifespan. So if any of you happen to be leaving, you'll see them in the doorway, and you're welcome to take one home if that's a blessing to you. Okay, so we're going to take 10 minutes, and then we're going to come on back, have a little inspirational message, and some more music. Are we ready? Break. So, beautiful people, I'm going to invite you to take a seat now. Bring your conversations in for a landing. And find your seats again. We're going to get going here in just a moment. Whew. All righty. Welcome back. It's good to see you all. All righty. Hope you had a lovely intermission, some nice treats, some good fellowship meeting with each other. And I do want to reinforce that, yes, Solid Grounds is moving to the new location, and that is moving with the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. So in March, we will no longer be in this location, neither the church nor Solid Grounds. But we're sticking together because Rio Grande and Solid Grounds are a thing. So we're really grateful that you're all here tonight in the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. So now I get what it's all about, why people are here. So it's January 9th. We are 9 days into the new year. Happy New Year! And I'm curious, so curious to know, how's your New Year's resolution going? Oh, I heard it good. Okay, going well. That's right. Thank you very much. The resolution is to never make a resolution. And actually, thank you for Gold Star. You're ahead of the game here, because that is literally the talk that I'd love to give. We live, get very careful. We live in a resolution culture that is so psychologically and spiritually harmful, where we get this false sense of perfectionism, and we get really harsh with ourselves and judgmental, and we make these outlandish goals that we'll do in 30 days. And then what happens? You know, it's so far out from our normal life. There's no infrastructure to support it. We set ourselves up for failure. And then when it doesn't happen, we beat ourselves up. We're not good enough. We can't do it. See, this never works. And then we just end up back on our default setting, and nothing happens. That is just it's so hard on the soul. And I love this quote from Marianne Williamson, who says, "The goal of spiritual practice is full recovery, and the only thing that you need to recover from is a fractured sense of self." So I'd love to invite you to consider that you are already whole, complete, and perfect. That there's nothing that needs to be fixed, because as they used to say when I was growing up in the 70s, God don't make junk. Right? If you are an expression of the one loving source of God, or whatever word you want to put in that fabulous place, if you are an expression of that, how could you be anything less than wonderful, than whole? There's nothing that has to be fixed. Now, setting an intention, having a focus, having some goals, that's great. But I'd love to invite you to just hold it gently. In fact, we love a paradox in this spiritual community where we say, I expect the best and highest good, and I am detached from outcomes. Yeah, it's an interesting place to be in your life, to expect the best and detach from outcomes, and to let God do the heavy lifting. Because things turn out far better than I ever could have facilitated, manipulated, or engineered if I just get out of the way. So again, whatever your intention is for this year, if you do have goals or your focus or whatever it is, I just want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself and to allow Spirit to just take the reins, because it's going to unfold in divine right order either way. All right, so Happy New Year. Wonderful blessings to you all. And it is time to invite the band back up to play. Do we have the band? Are they in the green room? Paging. Watermelon Mountain. Wait, I see a few. We're going to get them back together. All right. I see a washboard player. All right, we're getting them. Yes. That's right. She keeps them all together. Excellent. So we would love to see you on Sunday morning. If you'd love to come see what the Sunday service is like, we have a 10 o'clock meditation. We have a 10:30 celebration. In fact, Susan Clark is doing music, and I will be speaking, and Reverend Gill will be hosting. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday service. And at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, our mission is to transform the world with the power of love in action. So we'd love to see you. Come on up, band. We're ready. Ole! The Watermelon Mountain Jug Band.
For all you young sexagenarians, we're not there anymore. We are not there anymore. So yeah, just a little sit down time. We are, after all, in kind of a religious building. And last time we were here, it was a year ago, but we had some of the most beautiful singing along on this very next song, so we thought we'd do that and honor the place, maybe another month or so here, and then it's going to move, and Kamatura and Susan Clark and Tony and Steve, by the way, thank you guys for helping, and the whole enterprise is going to move over there off San Mateo Prospect, somewhere in that neighborhood. But in the meantime, we'll sing them out of here with one of the most famous American gospel songs of all time. This is the Carter Family. I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I heard that hearse come rolling for to take my poor mother away. Sing it. Will the circle be unbroken by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, in the sky. When I told the undertaker, please drive slow. For that body, what you are carrying, oh, I hate to see you go. Now will the circle be unbroken by and by? There's a home waiting in the sky, Lord. Pick it pretty. I followed close behind her. I tried to stand up and be brave, but I could not hide my sorrow when they laid her in the grave. Now will the circle be unbroken by and by? There's a waiting in the sky. I went back home. My home was lonesome. I missed my mother. She was gone. All my brothers and sisters cried. Oh, what a home so sad and forlorn. Now will the one more time. Now will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better holy way to in the sky, Lord. Give yourselves a hand. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. And now for a little change of pace. There's another religious song. This one's about dogs. Oh, yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't need fixed. What lives on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing old. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Well, sit up, old dog, learn a new trick. Come on now, boy, won't you do it quick? Don't just lie there like you're too old. I wanna see you give me your paw. Sit and stay like you did for Ma. Come on and show some warmth before you're cold. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't need fixed. What lives on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing old. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Well, when you were young, you'd chase anything. You never did beg, but you sure could sing. Didn't need to be taught much at all. Now you move with a certain grace. I can see ear to ear across your face. You're ready to come when you're called. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't need fixed. What lives on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing old. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Teach him that. Well, you're getting old, but who's counting the days? You don't measure the minutes, you measure the ways. Ways you show your loyal love is true. Well, you gave your all, you gave it away. You gave your best to me most days. Now that's a trick I hope I can learn too. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't need fixed. What lives on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing old. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Yes, you can. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Roll over, Fido. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Virginia and Tom. And Fido. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so we have some members of the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band fan club. We're proud of them and they're proud of us. We're just thrilled and delighted. They come out in a storm to see this band, you know. So we're going to do a sing-along that they kind of like this song, and we kind of like this song. We were warming up on it earlier, and I remembered that this was a sort of a half of a Bob Dylan song. It was a song that almost, but didn't quite make it into the movie, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Bob Dylan was here in New Mexico, in a little tiny hideaway. We think it was somewhere out towards Moriarty or some of the Madrid, some of the larger towns in a little place called Wagon Wheel, New Mexico, about 50 miles east of here. If you blink, you'll miss it. But so while they were doing that filming, maybe he was there, maybe he was up at Cerrillos, maybe Santa Fe, you know, he gets around. They were partly in Mexico for that film. But this song, he never finished it. It was just, he did all these instrumentals and beautiful music for the film. Of course, the hit song was Knocking on Heaven's Door. And I'm too close to that knock, so we just hold off on that one. Come on now. But so he never finished the song. It sat around for over 40 years in what's now known as the Basement Tapes, a little band out of North Carolina via Colorado, band called the Old Crow Medicine Show. Called up Bob Dylan and said, Bob, we want to do that song Wagon Wheel. He said, well, I never wrote any verses for it. It didn't get the film. They said, well, we've been singing it over and over. We heard it on the Basement. It's beautiful. How about we'll write some verses for you? Bob Dylan said, co-write with an unheard of bluegrass band that doesn't know they're from Colorado, but kind of North Carolina. Took some nerve on the part of the Old Crow Medicine Show to say, we'll finish it for you, Bobby. But they did. And it became a smash hit, the only #1 Bob Dylan's had. It was #1 on the bluegrass charts. It jumped over to the country charts when Darius Rucker covered it. And then it jumped all the way across what they say the big pond, right? And Mumford and Sons covered it. It's now gotten a bunch of coverages. So I think Bob's happy he said yes to a new, young, unheard of band. And if you want to see some music that you haven't heard in Albuquerque, keep coming to the Music Cafe. Susan Clark is terrific at bringing in old favorites and people who have not been exposed to the audiences here. And so we dedicate this to the Old Crow Medicine Show. Bob Dylan is in there somewhere. And especially to our fan club. Tom and Carol, oh my goodness, you're here. And Charlie and, yeah, okay. So they may sing it, and if you know it, please sing along too. This thing called Wagon Wheel. Headed down south to the land of the pines. I'm thumbing my way into North Carolina. Staring up the road, I pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours. Now I'm picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh so I can see my baby tonight. Yeah, Bob, yeah. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. From the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. Benny picks the banjo, I strum the guitar now. Well, the North Country winters keep getting to me. I lost my money playing poker, I had to up and leave. I ain't going back, living that old life no how. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me.
Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me.
Now I'm a walking to the south out of Roanoke. I caught a trucker out of Philly and he told me some jokes, but he's headed west to the Cumberland Gap down to Johnson City in Tennessee. I gotta get a move on before the sun. I hear my baby calling my name. She's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. Sing it with us. So tonight, come on, sing. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Oh, thank you. That was beautiful. You can join that fan club. No charge. Yes, that was beautiful. That was really nice. It's as loud as we get to hear it. This room is just sort of made for it. It's a beautiful thing. Hoping it carries right on. So, Ben, as long as you got that banjo all ready, we're going to have him do another instrumental. This is normally a sung song. But Joanne Sartorius, who used to sing this with the jug band for many, many years, she retired from the jug band. And we dedicate it to her memory, but I don't feel right singing it because she sang it so well, and it's still in her key. So do feel free to sing along if you know the words. But I just love this Eddie Shelton arrangement of this song for the banjo. It's just a gorgeous instrumental version of Somewhere Over the Banjo. Bray on the 5 string. It's a beautiful thing. We are not normally known for beautiful music. We're a jug band, after all. So I'll take you back to the roots of jug band music. It started during the Great Depression. What was so great about it? It ended. So in the South, musicians were so poor they couldn't even afford instruments during that time, and they ended up taking a household appliance, the washing machine, and when the chores were all done for the day, they'd flip that wash tub over and get the washboard out, and they would just start making music any way they could. So this goes back to the Memphis Jug Band, the Juggernaut Jug Band, but really, our version of it is kind of our own, because that's the nature of jug band music, is do try this at home. We are trained unprofessionals. So like feature Barbara Piper again on the washboard, Gary Olson on the washtub bass. 51 years this February playing music together. They swear it's because they never married each other.
Not even once.
And of course, Ben Perea has been with the band 47 or 8 of those years. I'm the new guy. I told you earlier, I'm still on probation, so we'll see if I can last in this. But I love it. The thing about this band, they were the first band I saw. I moved here 45 years ago. They were the first band I saw. It was a Mother's Day at the zoo, and it was the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. And they were in the middle of a song, and all of a sudden this guy comes out on a unicycle juggling. I was like, is this part of the band? Where did this guy come from? What is going? And so, to the memory of Steve Wells, one of the finest, we keep them all in our minds. But this just goes back to the original jug bands out of the South, thing called jug band music. Way down south in Memphis, Tennessee, jug band music sounds so sweet to me. Yes, it sounds so sweet. It's hard to beat. Yeah, the jug band music certainly was a treat to me. But I was with my gal, I put my hand up on her knee. She said, you can't play the jug. Well, you can't play with me, 'cause it sounds so sweet. It's hard to beat. Yeah, jug band music certainly was a treat to me. I gotta hear that washtub bass. Washboard. I shook off my socks, I shook off my shoes, went back home and danced to the jug band blues, 'cause it sounds so sweet. When it's a hard to beat. Yeah, jug band music certainly was a treat to me. music sound so sweet to me. Yes, it sounds so sweet. It's very hard to beat. Played jug band music certainly was a treat to me. That's all she wrote. Barbara Piper, Gary Olson, Doug Ferrer, Pat Houlihan playing the kazoo. I am a trained juggist. Took a while. All right. We mentioned Flatt Scruggs a little bit earlier. This is probably the most famous bluegrass song, and still the theme song from the longest running comedy show on television in history. It started well before Seinfeld and all the newer ones, and it's still on TV. It just never went out of syndication. It's all over Nick at Night and some of those rural stations. You can still see the old black and white versions. Flatt and Scruggs ended up picking the theme song for this one. He's going to do the Scruggs part on the banjo, and that leaves me flat. The Ballad of Jed Clampett. Listen to a story about a man named Jed. That poor mountaineer, he barely kept his family fed. Then one day, while he was shooting at some food, up from the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from here. They said, California, that's the place you want to be. So they loaded up their truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools and movie stars. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. We would like to thank you folks for kindly stopping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality just to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. The Beverly Hillbillies. Nice folks. I'll take your shoes off and set a spell. I'll come back down, you hear? Hey! All right, we're going to try and see if we got the guitar figured here. And Gary said, we got to do something by Elvis. We got all these lovely golden dancers out here. How about a hand for all our dancers here this evening? They're still moving and grooving. Mm-hmm. So we'll do a song for you that Elvis Presley got going early on in his career. If you got a good woman, man, doesn't matter what she does, you just tell her that's all right, Mama. Yeah, that's all right now, Mama. That's all right with you. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do, baby, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Tom and Jeannie, looking great, you two. Still cutting a mean rug, and they really have to dance on this thing. All right, so we're going to let Ben do a little that's a traditional song. It's another instrumental. If there aren't lyrics, it's hard for me to remember what's the title of this one. And this one I need a translator. My wife is a translator, and so she translated the title of this one for me. This is called El Mosquito. Spanish polka. Tom and Judy! Yeah! Looking good, you two! We mentioned Willie a little bit earlier. Willie started writing songs, well, when he was very young, and he just never stopped. I can't believe that he produced 3 albums during the pandemic. He just doesn't stop. He's got another brand new thing out. Go get it. It's well worth it. Now, you got to be old enough to appreciate some of the lyrics. My kids are like, that's pretty dark. I'm like, well, you can say that if you're 93. So it's a little 2-step. The one we did was a cover song that he covers, but this is one of Willie's most famous songs. We just love him for it because he never stops. He's on the road again. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. I'm going places that I've never been, and seeing things that I may never see again. Lord, I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keep turning our way, and our way is on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. Hey, I can't wait to get on the road again. Pick one for Willie Mills. on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Hey, now I can't wait to get on the road again. Take her home. Thank you. So well, maybe we better get back on the banjo. We're getting okay. Yeah. We got this great picker here. He gets picky in a good way. We'll do one more for you, and again, thanks so very, very much for coming on out. Only in the New Mexico winters can you just say, the sun will shine, it'll melt all this. The snow removal for Albuquerque. It's a bunch of kids with magnifying glasses. Okay, so do support this place. Come on back, Le Chat Lunatique, if you're not familiar with that band. Gypsy Jazz, they're just terrific, wonderful. Yeah, and they're in the style of Django Reinhardt.
Ooh.
Really good pickers and violinists. They're crazy good. And everyone after that, Susan is particular about getting people that really are terrific.
Yes.
Except for us.
Yes, that's the bar.
Mercy.
Hello.
It's mercy. Feature Ben Perea, Miss Barbara Pfeiffer, Gary Olson, I'm Pat Houlihan. We're going to pick our way out of here with Foggy Mountain Breaker. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Wow, give it up for the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. Amazing way to end the night. That was spectacular. Thank you so much. Such a blessing to have you here. So thank you so much for coming out for live music and supporting each other. And always, we love live music in Albuquerque. I do want to remind you, if there's any way that you can make a donation to continue to support live music with Solid Grounds, that is so helpful. And may I just add, moving is expensive. So if you happen to have any extra that you are able to share with the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, we would especially appreciate it, because you know every time you move, there's stuff you don't think of and the stuff you got to pay for, and holy cannoli, we sure could use your help. So, sorry, that was the Sicilian in me, it just came out. All right. But thank you so much for supporting each other, and remember that you are love in action all week long. We'll see you next week for Liz Shot. Lunatique, did I say it right? Wow, I don't know what that is, but I want to find out. So come on back next week. Thank you all. Drive safely. Take care.